discern between truth and falsehood. Grant the population and the diaspora also the patience to be able to go through the due process, and at the end of the day, that you shall grant justice to all. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, indeed, Bishop Odeko. Council, I believe we are continuing with our institutional hearings on the National Intelligence Agency. If we are ready with this morning's witness, you may please proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, and members of the audience. Indeed, we are proceeding with our institutional hearing on the NIA, and this witness for today is ready and waiting. Mola, kindly usher in the witness, please. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
I, Omar Cham.
Mean Omar Cham.
I, Omar Cham.
Mean Omar Cham. Mean Omar Cham.
Do swear it.
Midowato Wandama. Midowato Wandanama.
I'll speak the truth.
Kogongata Mihalta. Gongatan Mihalta.
The whole truth.
Te Gongatan Kalako Mihalta, Gongata Wanata. Gongatan, Te Kala Mihalta, Gongatan.
And nothing but the truth.
Te Alako Mihalta Swana Gonga. Alako Mihalta Swana Gonga.
So help me God.
Ya Allah Wallam. Allah Wallam.
Mr. Cham, you could put your bag away. Welcome to the TRRC. And thank you for coming to testify. You have just made an oath to speak the truth. May I remind you that it is a criminal offense under the laws of this country to lie while on the oath? It is also a criminal offense to provide false or misleading evidence to the TRRC. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Mr. Cham, I know you're very fluent in English. Nonetheless, since you have chosen to speak in the fuller language, you should first wait for the interpretation of what I say, and then you respond.
Yo fami wondama hida fami angal hala porto ben kono ha jonde wonno asubike wondama wiida ko pular ngal halata awa joni si o landike ma do a jabade hedoda seda ndan nantino be nantinata do a jabitade.
You understand?
Fami?
Fami.
Yes, I understand.
You should also allow for at least 3 seconds between the interpreter's speech and yours, so that the speeches would not overlap.
We ha joni wondama kadi acca sekonaji tati dum woni nantino on si o nantini ko na hala kon do a jabitade.
You are called today
We kon nodira do kon hande
as a witness generally about the NIA as an institution.
We kon nodira do ko woni ko seede pour hoggo wietengo NIA ngon.
Additionally, you are also called as an adversely mentioned person to provide your side of the story about several tortures you are alleged to have participated in.
Woni indema halande dongo e sengo ma pour ankadi labbina e sengo ma ko woni tumangal be tingal e horema wondema en kadi a bokki e bitte be andana yimbe o hebi hen ma de lappe ko yimbe andana be hebi dum ka hoggo ena e ton.
Do you understand?
Nda afami?
Inani?
Yes, I've heard.
Good. So now let me give you a roadmap of how we may proceed.
Joni nini ngahi mu fala ma joni de lawol ngol jonke tangol e der hala kan.
First, we would want to discuss your biographical information in order to know who you are.
Premier ko ador tengon ko dum woni o fala andude ko woni hombo ko dum woni be kibaru ma ko woni hombo e yettore ma ko honto horuda e sifa dum.
That would include your educational and professional background.
Wi no tawa e mun ko dum woni gandal mangal ko janguda kon kanyum e golle ma den ko honno ya ko honno.
Then we would discuss the culture and policy of tortures at the NIA.
We do kadi endara e aadaji din kanyum may laabi jokketedi din di andana ma wona ko den jokkete pour bittingol yimbe ka NIA ton on jamanu.
Starting mainly from the early days of the institution.
We adora du woni adora du woni itande folonden on woni ma jamanu folongon du woni on NIA watumo darna.
We would then move on to the work you've done for the various panels.
Si wi don kadi e ndar tindoto kadi du woni di panelaji du woni kafumbe darnuno ton gon di kafuji be darnuno di gandanda ma wonde ma golle ma den ko naati e mun kon.
We will discuss the Silaba Samate case.
En men dartindoto kadi du woni Silaba Samate affaire ma kon kadi no yaruno ton non.
The Ensa Baji case.
Kanyum ma Ensa Baji affaire ma ko kadi no yaruno ton non.
The Bonto case.
Du woni Bonto case kon kadi no yaruno non.
We would discuss corruption of witnesses at Holgam, especially in the Langtombong Tamba case.
We hajoni kadi en dartindoro du woni angal peewal ko andanda hebino du woni Bonto case ko hebino to ngon surtout e do dum woni case Langtombong Tamba Holgam.
We would discuss the issue of fabrication of cases or fabrication of evidence involving the NIA.
En dartindoro do kadi du woni haalugol haala ko andanda wana hebi ka e dow dum tawa hen NIA ben.
Especially the Silaba Samate case and the Deida Haidara case as examples.
O misal du woni case Silaba Samate on kanyum may case Deida Haidara on.
We would touch a bit on poisoning of individuals.
Me may seeda kadi du woni tumal ko be haala ko du woni be yimbe be andana wonda be wadama poison.
Disappearances.
Du woni yobbe be andana be majji be yiyaka.
And the involvement of the NIA in elections.
Du woni NIA ben kadi bokkugol mabbe fi wote carte den kadi.
So those are the topics we would discuss. Are you ready to proceed?
Ko de woni dame de andandama wondama nde jonde den hande do ko dem de ko de dame memeten nda hida pari pour fuddo den yewtere den.
I am ready.
And Mr. Cham.
Mr. Cham.
try to answer my questions as directly as possible.
And
I hope that during your testimony I would not have reason to be directing you back to the questions. That said, what are your full names?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Thanks to Allah.
On purkobi ko wandenama so lamdi ma kam yom hal ko lamdi kam ko tebe pak sidum labi kam mi jaboto dum sidum labani kam non mi jabota ko dum.
What you said that let me answer your questions directly as you ask them. Well, if I understand your question, I will answer them as you said. But if I don't understand them, I will not answer.
I will mi lamdo to pour o rewta dum pour mi fama ko yidi ko lamdo.
I will ask you again to repeat the question for me to understand.
Dum yawti min ko Omar Cham mi wite.
After that, my name is Omar Cham.
Where do you live?
Kunkujang.
I live at Kunkujang. Kombonof.
Date and place of birth?
Jubina dubi chapani joy bao chamen nyanija Central River.
I was born 50 years back at Chamen Nyadija in the Central River region.
Where did you go to school?
Hondo futti da jande mane.
Mi do futti jangde am de 1977 Chamen Nyanija mi jibina do we jaga.
I started schooling at Chamen Nyanija 1977 at where they call Jaga.
And tell us about your educational background, all the schools you've attended.
Ndawai halande yimbe gandar mangal fo ko hondo iskulaji hondi da jangugol mangal haka ganuda do.
Demi hempini Chamen mi yehi Kawur.
When I completed the Chamen school, I went to Kaur.
Secondary Technical School.
At the Secondary Technical School.
Demi Paridon.
When I completed that school.
What certificate did you attain there?
Certificate on hebudaton.
Secondary Education Certificate.
Secondary Education Certificate.
Otherwise known as Secondary 4 Certificate.
What when we are doing Secondary 4 Certificate?
That's it.
Proceed, please.
Then in 1987 mi hempini.
I completed that in 1987.
Then 1991 June what did join onto my Gambian National Zanamere.
1997 June I entered the Gambia Zandarmuri.
Ko minanno hebe jepta be mada examination mi yehi minati mi wala examination no mi pass mi tawa he jepta be.
I had them announcing that they are going to take recruits. Then I decided to go and join. I was selected. I took the exam. I passed the exam. Then I was selected.
Duma min badi train ha had December 1991.
We did our training till December 1991.
Duma ben kebi hibar wande nama ta ko mi record mi hebi hibar wande nama kala jiddo yagol Turkey na wadi examiner because minen ngoni first batch Turkish do en wada be train do de Gambia be Turkey jangini be do affaire zanamere.
Yes, at that time I heard that those who are interested, they are preparing to send a group to Turkey for further studies. Then I decided to join that group to try my luck so that I can be among that group. As we were the first batch, then I was lucky to be included in that group.
Antuma tamido komi recruit so mi wadi exam alla wadi minen 75 Japan inje do hinjo wono yo recruit yo zanams wat boy be he golle he so mi tawa he yimbe njowo ado pass bebe ya hatoki jango ya ton.
We were 75, the whole group of the Zadarmuri, the first batch they took. So when we took the
wrong. Nadu miwi.
Okay, how to come with ako?
Mbimi. Minen wa bebe on exams. Ko minen yimbe chapandi jeedi do henjowo. To be yimbe chapandi jeedi do henjowo dum boy be he golle he sana hen tawa. Wa min ta ko mi talibe on tuma mi wala yo on exams mi bokko yo hen. Mi tawti ben boy be he golle he.
75 of us took the exams. As I was among those people who were a long time in the job, we took the exams and I was lucky to be among the 5.
No, Mr. Cham, say it in English.
Okay, now what I want to say here is that I was as a recruit, then I joined other colleagues, fellow Zandams who were already Zandams. They were not recruits. They were in the service for a longer time. I joined them in that exam. They were part of the exams. So I happen to be among the first 5. That's what I want to say.
Thank you very much. Every time the interpreter makes an error, you may ask the chair permission to correct it.
No problem,
all we're interested in is to get the facts and an accurate record of what is being said here.
All right? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So you emerge as one of the top 5 candidates for that exam. Proceed, please.
Exam
Yes.
Then and there when you benjatato on Antumanon when you come in Chubaco, Pumin Potaya Turkey.
7 of us were selected. 8 of us were selected to go to Turkey.
Proceed.
Only Minjahi Turkey town, Minjai to Vite to Lisan Okul, don't be Yangata Halamapeka. So Mintaviton what the imog the late got the Purminjanga language or Lebijeta.
We went to Turkey and we went to the place called Lisan, where we found other people from other countries. We joined them, and that's the place where we were supposed to do the language course, the language of the Turkish people.
Min jangi don halamapeka Lebijeta on to Mamin company Mingoka certificate.
We learned their language for 8 months. After completion of the language course, we were certificated, and then we completed that part of the course.
Who did you go to Turkey with? Who were your batchmates in Turkey?
Group Turkey.
Salif Komin.
It was myself,
Salif Mai, Jaiso, Ejaw Touré, Alifa Bajinka, Babukar Keta, Lamin Jaju, Bubakar Ba.
And what happened after you were certificated in the Turkish language?
Ko hondu wade girande ma yahudon toki ton ha jangudon hala mabbe kan habe jonni on certificate ko hondu waditi.
Joni ko antuma non minen min jehi Ankara to capital to wite to Guberjin League don ko gendarmerie command.
That's the time we went to Ankara, where they have this gendarmerie training school. Mbira don ko holo biete
Guberjin League.
That's where we went. That's where we went to. That's in Ankara. That's where we went to do the gendarmerie course.
Antuma Mbona he was specialized. Then Mimi was specialized on anti-terrorism and criminology.
Not all of us did the specialized course, but I was one who did the specialized course in anti-terrorism and criminology.
Min hempini dumani min je alan ko February 92 min jehi. Then we went September 93.
We went to there in February 92 and we came back in September 93.
Because I mean anti-terrorism and criminology dum ko lebbi sapoy go yettimin, including bush training, because min jano to ladde to pour what goal train tactics yo godum ni affaire terrorism.
Anti-terrorism and criminology, we did that course for 11 months. Then after the course, we had the opportunity to go into the bush to further our training so that we can do the practical part of the training too. That's why we went into the bush.
And then actually 93 ko antuma mi wada post at Yundum station mi rebi he gagdi do oton moni assistant station commander.
When we came back in 93, I was posted at the Yundum post through the commander who was in charge of there.
Under the commander as the assistant.
Under the commander, I was made the assistant of the commander.
The assistant station commander, you said?
Yes, exactly.
What was your rank?
I was, sorry. Me sergeant, you want now.
I was a sergeant.
And did you, for how long did you continue to work in the gendarmerie?
What would you continue legal gendarmerie?
Ndemin goni toki ko ontuma dum wada dum irsindira he numani no vite bom Gambia Armed Forces he police ta ontuma mi den toki dum ontuma gendarmerie via tactical support group.
When I was in Turkey, it was that time that this the gendarme was amalgamated with the police department. Then that was the time when the name changed to the tactical support group, and when I returned back, I was part of that team.
Johnny, they had July 22nd, on the Balejagum July, Nyande Alarba Wono.
The 6th of July coincided with a Wednesday.
Onyan Alkali, Sinchu sorry or Hewa Bengari Purwago report one demand, Nawadi Nai, Dibenji, Hiding Guja, Hidikapa, Hakunde Olyundum, Jabang, He, Sinchu Alaji.
Then the alkali of Sinchusori came and reported that they have sighted some cattle which were stolen and were tied at a spot between Jabang and Olyundum and Sinchu Alaji. Those cattle were tied there.
Paradise Estate one in Dojoni.
That's where the Paradise Estate is presently located.
Kiki the last one now.
And it was in the late evening.
The Minjaiton ontuma min numanini mi habiton problem de bengari be captimin be pare bengani kam ontuma tangno fere ha mi ita he service wada discharge on medical grounds.
When we went there, we had a problem there, and during a scuffle there I was wounded. So when we returned, I was discharged from the service.
On medical grounds.
On medical grounds.
How were you wounded?
The Bengari Benganda Midenton, because Gila Takusan Midenton Pupi, Mintawiton, Guri Nai He Galadi, Mingandu Mandema Koton Bembarakanai, the town to Mawargol, Gujugol Nai, Hewargol Lumna Heavy, Combonots. When
we went there, we decided to hide ourselves somewhere. During that time, when these people came, they found us there. But at that spot, we found horns and skins of these some cattle there. And in those days, cattle rustling was common. And we came to know that this was the place where they killed these cattle and do away with the meat. So when they came and found us hidden there, then that's the time we had that problem with them and a scuffle ensued. I was wounded during that scuffle.
Were you wounded by cattle rustlers or other people?
We mean come abibe because ndebe ngari tinimin mi vibe ko fulbe mi be wat we ngati ko e matako be ndaro, you know, when non woni ko pudi ko dog mi abibe.
Well, when they came, they were fuller. So I told them, you people should stop what you are doing. So the moment I said that, they started running away. I told them to stop, then I followed them. So when I followed them, that's the time when I got this problem with them and a scuffle ensued.
Mi abibe mi felli to do pour hulbin golbe we pistol ammo because time the job ma pistol with 8 rounds.
When that happened, I had a Mark pistol with me with 8 rounds. Then I fired in the air to scare them so that they can stop.
Mi bendarake mi continue kadi mi felli kural gongal kadi.
They didn't stop. I was still following them. Then I fired in the air for a second time.
Then Johnny mi hepti go to hemabe.
Then I went until I was able to get hold of one of them.
Mi hepti mi wana mi nangi more.
Then I came until I reached one of them.
Then ontuma mitare jiti di koyata mitare wala tati woni hakunde am hemako.
I think between us was almost 2 to 3 meters.
Mi wani mbo point pistol ammo. Mi femti nimbo pistol ammo betimbo.
Then I gun pointed him. I pointed my pistol at him.
ontuma tamido yi hombo jogi makone jasi mauki welki.
And he was also having a very well sharpened cutlass.
Kodum nipini ko fo mido yino jasiki.
All along I saw this, that's the time when I saw this cutlass with him.
Ndemi felli non fedela mo yahani.
Then I tried to shoot him, but the gun didn't fire.
Pour me hela ko de to less.
I wanted to break one of his legs so that he can fall down and I'll disable him, but the gun didn't fire.
Wala mi fella jungo makongo ko dum jungo mako jogi ngongo jasiki.
I tried also to shoot the hand that was holding the cutlass,
but
all along the gun was unable to fire.
Mr. Cham.
Mr. Cham,
When you fired up above,
yes,
it fired.
It worked, yes.
When you attempted to fire at him, it didn't.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Don ko gede didi min mi mijo am ko gede didi ngoni don ko tagi ko fer ha fetel o felani pistol.
I have two mind. It might be two things why the gun didn't work.
Go ko either o what fetel o wadi jam.
One, it must be that the gun jammed,
Wala sunadum hombo tulni.
or he has some charms, protective charms against weapons.
Okay. Do this work?
O felani.
The gun cannot work.
Did not work.
The gun did not work.
Let's move on.
Antuman on o feme do am he jasiki.
That's the time he turned on me with that cutlass.
Then do yeri ki mi wadi ni dumoni ko sopikam ko don.
When he raised up the cutlass, I also raised my hand to protect myself.
Then wati ni kadi wani ko sopiko do ene kadi.
That's the time the cutlass fell on my hand.
No, it fell.
Exactly.
What happened then?
First, I used my hand to defend it. He hit me here.
Yes.
Then again, I used my other hand again.
The cutlass fell on your hand and wounded you, isn't it?
Okay, fell on my hand. Okay.
Well, this is it.
Fell.
So both my hands were wounded.
You see, fell in this context may be ambiguous. It may look like a drop.
Exactly, that's what I told.
So he hit you with a cutlass on both hands, and you sustained severe injuries.
Then gongongo ndeo yeri minangiki ofodi I ngoni ko seki kwani jungango.
Sadly, when he raised the cutlass again, I decided to get hold of the cutlass. Then he pulled it in my hand. That's what also wounded me on my hand, just as he showed.
Then hender dum don miyeha minem fo binjani toles.
And during that scuffle, both of us fell down on the ground.
Wani go kadi ko sopikam ko guy.
Then he also hit me with the cutlass on my head, and I sustained a wound there.
Then kadi mfogi ko labi kadi o yiwi kam gabaw am guy.
I think he also had a knife, and he wounded me on my back with the knife.
Then kadi jude am de sandare mi hemno en chetan de he jude pour nomi etokso noni pour dumani hadgon jasiki.
And if you look at my fingers and on my palm, there are wounds on my palm and my fingers, because during this scuffle, I think this was the time when I got those wounds from either the cutlass or knife.
Antuma wononi mi tampi mako fogi mi mai woni ko immi ko oyehi.
When I was tired, I lied down. He thought that I was dead. That was the time when he got up and he left.
Dan bonjali no mi o bitedo dembo trawale wonu ari ontuma non o jepti kam o tinino betem bom pour funtin gol kam nawgol kam ha sinchu alaji.
Then that was the time one of my colleagues arrived there, Dembo Jabi, who I was with him. He helped me, picked me up and helped me very well to take me to Yundum.
Dembo, what was his last name?
Dembo Trawale.
Dembo Trawale.
Not Dembo Jabi.
Okay, Dembo Trawale.
Yes. Proceed, please.
Antuma kadi wononi yimbe be nani dillere fetal ne wobbe nangarano na pemi to min keri to.
When some people had gunshots, they decided to come and investigate. So those people were also coming towards that area.
Ontuma woni ko emballi kam ko ha mi hebi moto bitedo alaji ali kebe sinchu alaji ko on natini kam he moto makko e ontuma on nabi kam Yundum station.
And these people were able to help me until I secured a car which belongs to Alhaji Ali Kebe. and they were able to take me to Sinchu Alaji.
Yundum Station.
And it was around 12 o'clock.
They took him to Yundum
They took him to Yundum Station.
Banjul Health Center.
And I was taken from there, Yundum Station, to Banjul Health Center. And from Banjul Health Center, they referred me to the main hospital in Banjul, and we arrived there around 3 a.m.
Dr. Garba he Mbaisila on communion kon di kon go to London corner.
When I arrived at the Banjul main hospital, we found Dr. Garba there and Mbaisila.
You got treated at the Banjul hospital, RVTH, as it then was.
No, ini awa gila heba kalau tan jana rondu RVTH, madaya no dum no indendem.
I am sorry that you had to go through all this deal. But afterwards you were discharged from the gendarmerie. Why did they do that?
The medical board or one no come access because after on the 19th we were discharged because the medical they discharged on back to why because of rumors about coup 94 now hell no take me that come to the town to me what they discharged.
They discharged me at that time because there were rumors of a coup in 1994. In fact, I shouldn't have been discharged on the day I was discharged. But because of these rumors of a pending coup, I didn't want to be at the hospital and I didn't want the coup to find me at the hospital. This is why.
Okay, you are talking about discharge from the hospital. I am talking about discharge from the gendarmerie. The two are completely different. But you've explained how you left hospital. Kindly explain how you left the gendarmerie. You have to make progress.
And in hospital mi achita mi do hamido ara ha kadi mi wata readmit then bembadi surgical exploration of my hands again ko ontuma dum wada ha dum pare then a medical board sat
Fat said si duty no want a problem. After I was discharged, I was going up and down, going back and forth to the hospital. Then afterwards, the medical board sat again to assess my hands. So after that assessment, you see me out in Kudumara.
Me mbadi kam operate kadi jude amde because be tawno tissue surgery amdi dumani tadi di pewani so ko mbabe ngita dum kadi be pewtina dum doctor odo one odum sa and I forgot his name. He's a Sierra Leonean surgeon.
A Sierra Leonean surgeon was there after the medical board assessed my hands because the tissues were not properly in place. So they decided to operate my hands again to straighten these tissues and put them in place. So that's the time when the Sierra Leonean doctor did the operation on me.
On Dr. Jones Vite. So on medical board of embody issue a certificate for holy government and I mean me do have 50% disability. So hendek dum don mi wata continue golle so ko dum tango fere ha mi wata discharge on medical grounds.
So after all that, the medical board assessed again and they recommended that I had a 50% disability to continue the job. So this is why I was discharged from the gendarmerie on medical grounds.
But after that, what did you do?
Then they had December 1995, and Kontuman was discharged in 95. Then December 95, when you come, what you could apply to the NIA.
I was discharged in 1995 from the gendarmerie. Then again, in December again 1995, that's the time I applied to join the NIA.
And of course, your application was successful.
Awa kono no waini awa gilenda ma winduda NIA pour hebugol don golle dum hebino.
Score examination min banno town on tuma ndum hebi.
We had to sit for an examination, and I was able to pass the examination.
And when exactly did you join the NIA?
Ko hitande honde tigi bokkuda ligge NIA de.
February 96.
It was in February 1996.
And where did you serve in the NIA?
Ko sango hongo liggorda NIA ngo.
Minati kesum ko economic unit don mi wano.
When I started initially, I was posted at the economic unit.
And then where else did you work?
Then on to Makadi, mi to the NIA Academy. Min goniton lebi, mi anda lebi tati nakohono. On to mandamin parikadi, mi acti to own units.
I was there, then later on I went to the NIA Academy. After 3 months, I came back again to the same unit again.
They had a 98 to 90 around that time when you come transfer to the investigation department.
Around 98, maybe that's the time I was transferred to the to the investigation unit.
After when you come transfer to the post office seller.
I didn't stay there long. I was then posted to the post office for another short stint.
Then when you come transfer officer Mengondo Bundung.
That's the time I was transferred to our office, which was then located at Bundung.
So on 2000, Kontuma Kadi wano komiyano ko Nigeria pour Wado Gold Coast, Tauntuma Mido Bundu in 2000, Wado Gold Coast management and leadership.
In 2000, when I was still posted at Bundung, then I had the chance to go to Nigeria to go and study management and leadership. I did a management and leadership course in Nigeria.
Then they may actually after 2001 when you come transfer Navek, told me when you December 2003.
I came back and I was transferred to Navek. I was there from 2001 until 2003.
December 2003.
December 2003.
Then 2003 December, Kontuma Miyehi Sierra Leone as a United Nations mission military observer. We won it on 2004 for how Gasi, Nyane December, Balle Chapantate go Omar, Nyane Dumayo, Onyan, Dehita and then Gasi, Onyan Miax.
When I went for that, then I went to United Nations peacekeeping mission in, was it called Sierra Leone or
Sierra Leone.
In Sierra Leone. I was there until 2004. In 2004, I spent the whole of 2004 in Sierra Leone until the 31st of December in 2004 when that mission was completed.
Then go on to after
But so when I came back, I was returned back to Navek again.
2011 January.
That's where I was until in 2011 in January. That was the time when I was dismissed from the job again.
And when did you return to the job?
Ruti October 2017. Kono later on date back until September 2017.
I went back in October 2017, but the letter was backdated to September in 2017.
Thank you very much. So it therefore means that for about 6 years you did not work at the NIA.
It must be 8 years,
No,
7 years.
7 years.
7 years, which I didn't,
Plus.
7 years plus, which I didn't work at the NIA.
Yes, from January 2011, yes, to October 2017, yes, almost 7 years. All right.
Johnny, let me actually have Golehe,
When I came back to the work again,
February, March,
February and March,
Miano to in Morocco.
I went to Morocco.
Mi wada mi mbeda gandale affaire no mbadikta no bisitikta neddo he secret ta wanda ta hada mo visita.
This is a course on how to
investigation.
to do secret investigations about a person, whilst the person being investigated will not know or is not aware.
Heavy certificate.
Then I was certificated also for that course.
Kadi March 2019.
Again in March 2019,
No Turkish police agno begay.
there were some Turkish policemen who came here.
Ben jangin min affaire kiskis affaire interview e be pare kadi jettugol kongol neddo he hono cedikta kongol ha keba ko wacci ko hen.
Then when these police came here, they taught us investigation, questioning, or doing interviews, and also taking statements of people. This is what those Turkish policemen taught us.
And analysis.
And analysis.
And analysis.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Then
it is okay. It is okay. Now you've worked at the NIA, say from 1990 what? 1996.
NIA 1996
until 2011.
2011.
You would admit that that is a very long time.
Yes.
And during that period, we have come to learn that the NIA was a torture center in Gambia.
NIA
Would you say that is true, or would you say that is false?
Because Sandari Horemum, Ontuma, not the Golton, and we are Golton are not a guy, Horemum Nataji Bernden.
Well, I can say it is true, because in those days, how the place was looked upon, even if somebody is told that to come and answer there, some of them, some of them become scared.
So tell us about this culture of torture at the NIA as it then was. We know you still work at the institution. Could you interpret? We know you still work at the institution. We have been told that the institution has been reformed or is undergoing reform. Our investigation is not centered on what the NIA is doing today. The mandate of the commission is to look at the institution from 1994 to January 2017.
NIA TRRC golle ko be jonna ko duwoni lijjintingo ko wadi gilende mo hitande 1994 ha 2017 ko wadi konton.
So what we would be talking about would be within that time frame.
Awa nini ka wondo ko halaten kon do fondo foti wonde e dar unde diyo dubi do.
Do you understand that?
Nda afami dum do.
Minani?
Yes, I've heard.
So you are not being called upon to testify about what is happening at the NIA now.
You understand?
Yes.
So you told us that the NIA was a torture center. Was this fact known to the NIA staff and the management?
Ka hala ka halda do dum nda ligoto be NIA ben ton fo hibe faamu no wonda mako dum wonno ton
mi sikani mbo anda dum sinaton wawa bide ayani wala awadani wala tawaka kono wonde ma purande ma ananani.
I don't think there's anybody in those days who works at the NIA who can say that he didn't hear what was happening there. You can say, I was not part of it, or I didn't witness it. But to say that you didn't hear, no, I don't think nobody worked at the NIA in those days who didn't hear what was happening there.
You chose the word, who didn't hear.
Ahali do kongol ngana nangol do mi dida ngol woni neddo wiata wonde onanani.
But could it be right to say that everybody who worked at the NIA knew that the place was basically a torture center?
Nda fewa wigol wondama kala liggoto no do NIA ton wondama o faama wondama o andi wondama NIA harin ko palace mo andama wondama ko yimbe tappete ton ma be wade ko musi kadi
dum kay na andi gol sa nani dum kay dum woni hada andi.
Yes. What I mean by that is, if you can hear what's happening there, then you know, you are aware of then what's going on there.
One can know about it without hearing it being said.
No why nanude no hale kono onanata why anude kono onanata himo no hale.
My position is,
o kanko ko dari darna makko den do.
Was it generally known to the NIA staff that the NIA was a torture center?
Ndako landi go doni liggotobe NIA ben fo hino laabi be wondama NIA on jamanu ko palace mo andama wondama ko yimbe tappete don kanyum be wade ko musi kadi.
It does not matter how they came to know about it.
Jarani wigol wonno ko honno ari habe andiri dum.
The question is, did the NIA staff generally know that that place was a torture center?
Landi din ko dum woni wondama dal liggotobe ton ben fop ko hibe andi wondama palace on ko palace mo andama wondama ko yimbe tappete don kan be wade kadi ko musi.
An mima dum ko non te pare mima kadine noddugol ton neddo tan wigol neddo arnoto tan e hore mum na holbini be pare na taji bernde mi ko yamen on tuma hayli goto ton sa noddama ton goddi ta hada huli because hada mijo ko hodum noddire da dum hore mum so kalam wona na dum andina.
That's what I said initially. It is something that everybody knows at the NIA, even the staff who work there. If you are called upon to come and answer, you become scared because you start thinking what is going to happen to you as far as you have been called upon to come and answer.
No, not what is going to happen to you. What you are called for.
What you are called for.
What do you say to the suggestion by NIA officers that they did not know that the NIA was a place where people were tortured? What would you say to that?
Yon anko honnu halata si anani wondama liggotobe NIA be wi wondama kambe wobbe mabbe be wi wondama kambe be meda faamude wondama NIA ngon hoggoton ko palace mo andandama wondama ko yimbe tappete to mabbe wade ko musi onko no halata do dum do
ni min si neddo wi non mi wi'anma mi holta ko bida ko bayti yimbe amene ko e mabbe tigi mbadama dum.
If anybody says that to me, I will not even believe you. Because even the staff, we who work there, some of us has gone through that.
Would you say that such a person would be lying?
Andi mako ko ida specifics kono aya joni sandari mi jabi ma dum ha pare so dum min kumata so mi ya dum wana dum gonga.
Yes, what I can say about that is it's not true. Just to be specific, maybe not specifically, but anybody who says that, what I can say about that is it's not true.
You see, Mr. Cham, we've given out a questionnaire to the NIA staff.
Mr. Cham, men jonni langi di andandama men dum ladi be NIA liggorobe ton ben.
To fill.
Pour be marka di be jabodi in landi.
And 90% of them said they did not know that there were tortures happening at the NIA.
Temedere sitay ko temedere capande jeena eden fo liggodo be ka hoggongon ton won NIA to be ko be windi ton ko be jaabi ko be wonde kambe be faamano wonde ma hoggongon ko place ko andana be tappe.
This is just my estimate.
Kanko dum do kanko misal makko o jonniri do.
But I would want to believe that that figure is even what I cited is even less.
O wi kanko no mi ni gondon din ko be jonniri don kon sanko dum don no fandi sa.
Are those people lying?
And me wata be ko fena be hemabe because nawadi wobe dum tawani be wobe ko ndebe natata ko lamungu vechima.
I cannot say all of them are telling lies because some were not there and some entered the place when the government has changed.
We are focusing on those who were there between 1994 and January 2017.
Nini sengo amengo ko mewone ndatina ko duwoni wonno be tombe ngilande ma hitande 1994 ha January 2017 ko ben do mewone ndatindade fi.
Are those people who said that they did not know that there were tortures at the NIA, are they lying?
Be yimbe be andana ma wonda hibe liggotono ton de hitande de me wiima do be wi wonda ma kambe be faamani wonda ma lappugol no heba wado ay no ton ka hoggo NIA do ndako be fenay woni.
I
have already answered to that question.
Mr. Cham.
Mr. Cham.
Answer my question. Your colleagues at the NIA. 90% of them answered the questions in a questionnaire that they do not know of any tortures at the NIA. They are lying, aren't they?
If anybody tells me that, I will not believe you and I will say that it's not true.
In essence, you are saying they are lying.
Yes, according to my thoughts, according to my thinking, yes.
They are trying to cover up.
That I cannot know that.
Mr. Cham.
Mr. Cham.
You see, it's. Let's stop. Now you've started.
No.
Let's cut it there. Just answer questions truthfully. You are on the oath.
I answered the questions truthfully.
Then stop recalibrating. Stop adjusting and trying to make it palatable to others. Just answer the questions directly. They were trying to cover up.
And it's andari, you know, andari dum adawai bi de dum don.
Yes. Yes, one can say that's what they are doing. But if you look at things how they were, that's their own side on their own version. But according to me, I've already said what I know.
Yes, and what you know is that generally it was known that the NIA was a torture center.
Yes. Yes. Yes, because as I said before, even to call somebody to come and answer there is really scary. It can even shock a person when we are told to come and answer there. So this is why I said even calling somebody to come to the place is unpalatable.
Tortures at the NIA happened or started very early on from the inception of the institution. Correct?
Yes, that's possible.
Is it possible or is it true?
I didn't know the initial stages of the place, and the time when I went there, I was not aware of anything like that until when I stayed there for some time. So this is why I said I cannot answer for that period, because I was not there, and when I initially entered also, I was not aware of what was going there until after staying there for some time.
You joined in 1996, correct?
1996 hitande 1996 bokkuda e liggade ndawana ko
1996
Yes, I entered the job in 1996.
And you were there during the time of the Farafenni attack.
de hida liggo harida liggono ton gidandema hippinoɓe camp Farafenni o harida ton
Yes.
Can you tell us what happened to the attackers who were apprehended?
joni dawawi haalande yimɓe hippinoɓe camp on ko honɗum waɗunoɓe.
Do you recall which year this was?
nda hiɗa wawi mandida ɗum ko hitande honde ɗum
96 kono mi yetti lewru nduna.
It was in 1996, but I forgot the month.
Exactly. And you joined it which year?
hitande honde an
February.
6th February.
So the same year, correct?
You said since inception. Mbiɗa gilande ɗum tagna.
Yes, but
That's
you can.
what I answered.
Yes, no, you can
So
only.
from 94.
You said
wiuɗa
from the time you joined in 1996,
gidandema an
you
bokkuɗa e
did
golle
not
ɗen
know about any tortures until after some time later.
Yes.
Okay.
Now
So-
we are coming to that.
Yes. I'm not suggesting you are
Okay,
lying.
sorry.
mi sikkan mi wiyani wondema ko a fenayi woni.
So, but in 1996,
kono hino wayni hitande 1996
this is your first year at the NIA.
ko nde hitande wonno hitande ma premier nde wonnoɗa e NIA nden
You heard about the tortures that were going on.
a nani wondema baɗe ko waɗata ton ko ɗum woni tappugol yimɓe kañum waɗugol ko musique hoggoton ngon.
ɗum ko heɗe nde 99 ɗum woni Farafenni attaque o waɗi.
I heard that when the Farafenni attack took place.
Yes. Tell us about what you saw and what you heard while you were at the NIA.
joni haala yimɓe ko honɗum yi'uɗa te ko honɗum nanuɗa wattu mo wonnoɗa NIA on jamanu e nden hitande ka hoggoton.
ñande attaque o waɗi.
The attack took place.
Jamma heɗe waktuji tati mi heɓi call pour wandenema mbiɗo foti was report headquarters.
Yeah, I received a call around 3 a.m. that I should go and report at the headquarters.
No, ɓe kalani ɓe lamdimi ko hoɗum taki ɓe kalani ko hoɗum taki.
I asked them what's the problem. They didn't tell me anything.
Yomi yeyno mi tawi toon goɓɓe yo directeur général o hema ko Samba Ba na toon wono.
When I went, I found the Director General there, Samaba, with orders.
With who?
e homɓe tawduɗa ton
Woɓɓe dal ɓe heewi de including senior officers.
There were many, including senior officers.
Like who?
ɗum wayi hombo ni
Walani remember ko hende waktu jimi fode bari en garide he Baba Saho en kono later nde Allah weti ben fo mi yiwe.
I cannot recall those I met there at night at 3 a.m. But when they broke for the Bari and Baba Saho, I saw all of them. They came and found us there.
Drame en
And-
minen hewbe Mustafa Touré en
Drame and Mustafa Toure also came.
Jali Jawara en Emay Jata.
Kajali, Jabaran, M.I. Jata.
Ontuma nde ha hede betawe yawti sera.
Kodum no yawti?
Betawe
Kodum no betawe?
yor.
We were there until around after 10 o'clock.
Around midday.
Around your.
Midday.
Okay, around midday.
Doni ontuma hekkunde anda one wala two hede on time ontuma woni ko be mbi ko on rebela be goto na nanga na ada.
That was the time we were there until around 1 towards 2. We were informed that a rebel, one of the rebels was apprehended and they were bringing him.
Mo wi Mbalo Kante after mi andi ko Mbalo Kante o wite.
And they said his name was Balo Kante, and that was after I knew that the rebel code was Balo Kante.
Mi anda waktu on tigi kono tan on tanange nyalwi so joni nde o ari non mi nani o ari kono mi yani mo on tuma non be mbi homo naba investigation.
When they brought him to the center, I didn't see him immediately, but it was late in the evening when they brought him, and I heard that he was taken.
I did not say late evening.
When did he arrive?
Well,
It was after daytime. After daytime, what does that mean?
mi tadum nyawli mi yan after the mi yan mata nyangu hubide.
It was, okay, let's say it was during the day. It was during the day. Now, give us the time. Give us the time frame.
Tell us in English. Tell us in English. Tell us in English.
It was later in the afternoon, around 1 or 2. I need to nyawli ontuma. You see, in Fula.
But you said the information, you got the information.
Don't argue with the interpreter, just say what you want to say.
Argue.
No, but you said you were informed around 1 to 2 saying that one of the rebels have been caught and they are bringing him. This is what you said.
What time did they arrive?
They arrived around that time.
Around what time?
Around 1, 2. I cannot precisely know the exact time.
Okay.
But I know
and then what happened after that?
They said that Minani locally, investigation done locally.
When he was taken to investigation, shortly after that we heard screams from that unit.
And who was there at investigation?
Investigation.
And me Anton, me anda ko hebungon kono mi andi non ontuma, for the bari Baba Saho, odo Baba dini jobate lavani kamno bede. Marena ne naton wono daba marena.
I was not sure who were there with him. But Baba Saho, Fode Bari, Baba Dindin Jobate were the people who were with him at the investigation unit at that time.
Marena.
And Baba Marena.
Yes. Okay.
So, ko mabbe hebe wala ko hebe ma anno hudu mi anda bayti mi yahana tuma kono ko local itaminani kono on tuma bayti ben ko ton woni office mabbe te on tuma kay nakam lawi Marena horma ko mo ton wonno.
I cannot know what was happening there at that time because I didn't go there. But these people mentioned were the people who were with him there, including Daba Marena, who was with them there.
Mr. Witness,
Say down.
You were there. You saw what happened to this person. We know you were not a senior officer. We know you were not in charge. You were there, you saw what happened. Just speak the truth. Just tell us the naked truth. There is no adverse mention against you on this matter. You were there. You knew what happened. Tell us.
Kalanan mami ko ngodi mimi alano ton ko ontuma sa mimi tawahi subabe fobe be ya frafenya min.
I didn't go there just as I said. In fact, it was around that time I was selected to be one of the guys who were supposed to go to Farafenye.
There is no dispute that you were selected to go to Farafenye. Did you see Balo Kante when he arrived?
I didn't see him. I heard that he was brought in. I heard that he was brought in.
If you see Balo Kante, would you be able to recognize him?
No.
No. I will not recognize him.
Omar, you have started this strategy of avoiding the facts. And it's not funny. It's not a laughing matter. This is a serious national investigation. You know Balo Kante was tortured.
By to minani locally ton tedin locally mean he fagene am ko mako wanta because minani got the lookout on in locally town amako. Why to mo down.
Well, as far as I heard those screams, I knew that he was the guy screaming because apart from him, nobody else was taken into that room apart from him. So this is how I knew that he is the man who was screaming.
How do you know he was taken to that room?
I didn't mention the room, but I said he was taken to the place.
How do you know he was taken to the place?
Because onto my when I want to hala the one rebel area. So after one after na yidi andu. So economy onto my town nati how pare way how pare.
When we were informed that a rebel has come, everybody was excited. But as far as after his arrival, he was taken away.
You see, how do you know he was taken to that place?
Because we were Adama, be pare ombo investigation. Tesa Adama ton investigation na beteda.
Because we were informed that he was brought to the place and he was taken to the place who are responsible for investigation.
The thing is, Mr. Cham,
you
were there, you were present there at the NIA. You were called to come to the NIA specifically for that purpose, correct?
What type of job? What type of purpose?
I am not to answer questions. You are the one to answer questions. Please, don't make this difficult.
What
All right? All you are trying to do is to remove yourself from that event. Because you don't want the label that you were involved in that torture. There is no allegation that you participated. There is no such allegation. But the fact of the matter is, you saw Balo Kante.
Mi ani mbalo kante. Mina mentini mbalo kante ari. Te don joni si yama kukuza te ko admin ko ton golle wana onde o ya na visita affaire mbalo kante. Mi di lapin dum takata mi do mo ya façon golle hade. Awi don golle na wanu joni ko golle wa.
Joni fadu sa jutini hala kare ku satat. I cannot say that I saw Balo Kante. What I said that I knew that he was brought in. I didn't see him. When he was brought in, he was taken to the invest section. I can say that. So when he was brought in, he was taken to the invest section, but I didn't set my eyes on him personally.
How do you know he was taken to the invest section?
Dum don onduma kala do wona ko dum woni hala mum ko dum hala e o ari o ad be nangi rebel goto be nangi mbo be ngadi mbo na ama investe dum fotti min minam fofton dum woni.
This was a news which spread quickly in the premises. Everybody was talking about it, and whatever anybody was saying was that a rebel, one of the rebels has been caught, they've brought him and they've taken him to the investigation department. This was being said everywhere in the compound.
You knew where he was taken, correct?
Yes.
You knew who was responsible, who was dealing with him.
Yes, because there were people who were working in that section, and that's where he was taken to, yes.
Yes, but you knew those who were directly dealing with him.
You
told us it was for the Bari, Baba Saho, Baba Dinding Jobate, and Daba Marena.
Animi Baba Dinding mi hakilam nangani komo on time nakomi ino nakomi ando
I was not clear. I was not quite sure. I was not quite sure of Baba Dinding's presence, but he has the office. He has an office at the place there. So this is why I mentioned him. But the other three I knew were present.
How do you know that?
Because Director General to office makoto mi hebeton punta benjaha.
I saw them when they came to the Director General's office in the morning, and I saw them going out of the office, going in and going out. I saw those people.
So
yes.
Where did you see them going in and out?
honto yiuda de hibe wada yaha ara
ani ko menja office director general
I saw them going to the office of the Director General. They left the Director General's office and went back to that office.
Did you see them enter that office?
You know the hibe nata in their own office.
You said the office.
No, do one investigation.
That's the investigation office.
That's their office.
That's their office.
This
the investigation office. That's where they were.
Was that the room they took Balo Kante?
Kundu sudu bena purno Balo Kante.
Anisandari investigation ko building ko sudu ndi wadi chudi. Saanati untuma saanati damgal marangal ni ayari ni ko office for the enonga to awon help. Then
investigation in Fadu. Investigation unit is a unit of its own with several rooms, not one room. And if you go, you meet a office from Idorta.
Well, for the barrier,
you start. These people were in the same office on the right hand side. That's Baba Saho, Baba Dinding, and Fodebari. They were in the same office.
So I through corridor, then Kaba a small double room and parlor. Don't one office got the other operatives.
Then after passing their office, there is another office, a double room and parlor, where other operatives work at.
So Johnny he don't chudi komanda ko hodo oni hemaji kono bidani dan henden du sudu wandu don't chudi koton ono beto ngono ma efof to koton dukali inangi morno.
So he must have been taken to one of those offices where the three of them work, or the double room and parlor where other operatives work, because that's the area where the screaming was coming from. So he must have been taken to one of those offices.
You see, Mr. Cham.
Mr. Cham,
you know exactly what happened.
And tikiri ko wadi konton.
You are just trying to extricate yourself from it by pretending that you don't know what happened. Speak the truth, Mr. You know what happened. There is no allegation against you. Just speak the truth.
Well, what I said here is the truth.
Okay. Mr. Cham, how many operatives worked in that office that time?
Office. Ko yibbe njalo liggoto no office, liggoto be NIA.
Office ombo.
Which office?
Investigations.
What investigation?
No, me anako jalo.
No, I don't know how many people work there.
There were many.
Yes, there were a little bit many.
10, 15?
Sapo enjo.
Misikani sibe bura sapo wala sapo hede dum wala sibe njototo dum sa.
Maybe they might not even be 10 people, but around that they might be around that.
But I'm not quite sure. More than that. Investigations. Certainly more than that.
Well, that I don't know.
You have mentioned Drame.
By that time, Drame was not there.
But you told us Drame was there.
No.
You told us Drame was there. Mustafa Toure was there. Kajali Jawara was there. M.I. Jata was there. Didn't all these people work for investigation?
If I want investigation, be good.
Mimi hebeton, komimi at the headquarters. Mi don dengar mi hebeton miton. Bimami ko bedo mi taiton.
If I blame them, I didn't say they were working at the investigation department. Yeah. What I said was that they were at headquarters. I saw them at headquarters, but I didn't mention that they work at that office. I saw them there at the headquarters.
Okay, I give you that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so you said up to about 10 people worked at investigation.
With the investigation,
Answer?
Yes, it could be. Yes, around that.
And in the investigation section, there were a number of rooms.
The office kabe investigation.
Correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you said that for the Bari Baba Saho and Baba Dinding Jobate, they shared one office.
ida fode bari baba saho baba de ninjobade ben don foko office goto be gollata.
Yes.
And this person, Balo Kante, was taken inside the investigations building.
O neddo wede do balo kande gila be addi mo be labe ndun suudu do woni investigation suudu investigation.
Yes.
You don't know to which room he was taken.
Anda ko suudu hondu be nabinaade ni mo.
No, I don't know.
Apart from the rooms shared by Fode Bari, Baba Saho and Baba Dinding, the other rooms were shared by other investigators who you did not mention, correct?
Si fe in Fode Bari Baba Saho kanyum may Baba Dinding two officer de office gormo be sendion be hoddi be ben do anda honda mako honto be honto be ligorto office mabbe ko heddondo woniri.
Now, apart from
other rooms were shared by other investigators who you did not mention.
Yes, yes.
And you have told us that you don't know to which room Balo Kante was taken.
Yes.
But you were able to tell us that it was Fode Bari Baba Saho and maybe Baba Dinding Jobate who were dealing with him.
Ko Fode Bari Baba Saho kanyum e Fode Baba Dinding no wai ko kambe wonno e gerdude makko kanko Balo Kande.
Yes, because these are the people whom I was aware that were present at that place.
But the other people were also present.
That could be possible, but as far as I didn't go there personally, then I will not be able to know that.
So equally, you cannot know that it was Fode Bari and Baba Saho who were responsible, who were dealing with it.
Kande Balo Kande
dum ko go dum nawoni ko mi miji dum dam baydi wononi ko mabbe ngoni ton dum tanta ke mi mijori non.
Yes, that could be possible because as far as they were present around that vicinity, this is why I called their names. But as far as I didn't go there personally, well, it could be possible that there were others.
You see, Mr. Cham, this is now bordering on the lies. Initially, you told us positively. Initially, you told us positively that these people were in charge. They were the ones dealing with Balo Kante. Didn't you just tell us that? Yes. And now suddenly, listen. Now suddenly you want to change. You want to tell us you don't even know. These are just the people you saw in the vicinity. You are now changing your story.
I didn't change my story. What I said
is very clear.
So John si by the Kobengoniton then
Mr.
What I said was when he was brought in and taken to invest, these people were the guys who were present there. This is why I called their names.
You told us these people were the ones in charge.
Yes.
But here you are telling us you didn't even know to which room this guy was taken. You don't know who were in those other rooms.
All the rooms around that area were under them. They were responsible for those offices around that area.
But you don't know who was dealing with Balo Kante when he was screaming.
Because they were the people who were there. Because whatever happens there is their responsibility. They were responsible at that place.
You see, the thing is,
you
knew exactly what happened
because you were there.
But you're just removing yourself from it because you don't want responsibility for that torture. You try to seal yourself responsibility. But you were there. You know what happened. You're just trying to avoid knowledge. Because you don't want the suggestion that you were involved in that torture. But the thing is, we are not accusing you of torture. We are not saying you were involved. We are not saying that. What we said is, you saw it. You saw Balo Kande. You saw him in the hands of these people. That is the truth.
This is something that I didn't say. Because nobody asked me about that there. But as I know things, this is why I said things as I know them to have taken place.
You saw it happen.
No, I didn't see.
But you told me quite clearly that you saw it. You saw them in the room. Balo Kante was screaming. He was tortured. What you could not say positively was whether Baba Dindin Jobate was involved in the torture or not. That is what you told me. Didn't you say that to me? Didn't you say that to me? I didn't say I was present. Maybe you didn't hear properly what I said to you. My friend, you told me in plain Wolof. You told me in English. Yes, I saw them. Now you want to change the story. Council, I cannot remember saying that to you. But what I knew, Mr. Witness, I have to now give you the warning. And I'm dead serious about it. Lying before the commission is an offense. Lying on the oath is also an offense. Don't allow yourself to be the first to be used as an example. Speak the truth. As council, as I know, council, I've told you the truth. You knew positively that Balo Kante was tortured. Yes. Nobody told you about it. You knew it yourself. I didn't see it with my eyes. How did you know it?
Lukali di ontuma ton kala mo na andi dum do na gay kewa tebe page din lukali ala ko di wanda sona wi tampin gol jom.
The screams, anybody who hears those screams will know that somebody is under duress or somebody is being tortured. And us, where we were, we all had the screams and we knew that something is happening.
How do you know it was Balo Kante?
ne yaye so dum tagimbe am ne yaye so anda wonde no makko mbalo kanto o wite kono ado ko wiya rebel goto na wadi rebel nangado
because what we knew is that a rebel was caught and brought there who happens to be Balo Kante, and when they brought him there he was taken to that section.
That section had people, other people in the rooms.
Hodo ka na biraton no ho ni jogi yimbe be na wonno be ndan dunsu ndawana go.
Yes, it could be there were other people.
How do you know it was Balo Kante who was screaming?
Joni honno andirda wonde mako Balo Kante wonno lukuru ngodin lukani.
Min on tuma e ganal am mi ko gandu mi dan ko yimbe amen bolbe gonno ton tawana mako.
Because what I know is that the people present there were our operatives who were around that area, our security.
But how do you know that? You have not entered the room.
And ko honno andirda dum aninda wonno anatan e der suudu ko honno andirda ko Balo woni lukude do.
Baydi ko dum ko makko wiya nabaton te ko rebel.
Because it was said that he is a rebel and he was the person taken to that room.
How do you know that Balo Kante was the only person in that room who could have been screaming?
Ko honno andirda wonde mako Balo Kante taw woni neddo wananda hino lukay no e der dum suudu.
Because he amin pour affaire ligotobe he bana security ko makko tan ngandumi wonde no makko on woni ton.
Because for me, apart from the security guys, our people who were there, he was the only person who was taken to that place.
Listen, wait. How do you know that? You have not entered the place. How do you know that?
Anatan e palaso ma anatan e suudu ko honno andirda wonde ma am joni ko Balo Kante woni der nu suudu kanko woni lukude tan ko dum landi
on tuma to galle ton na veji ton dum daton veji on tuma wonde ma ko makko on ton ko makko nawa ton dum tana daton veji.
Because it was clear that he was the only person who was brought in and taken to that place.
But how do you know that? How do you know that Balo Kante?
What I don't translate correctly.
Okay.
Now, what do you mean?
It's in English. Okay.
It was common knowledge.
Let's do this segment in English. After they would give a summary in full. Proceed.
Joni an hala e tuba ko on to se yawti be rabbindina dum.
Go ahead.
It was common knowledge that he is there. And he was the only one who is there, who is foreign, as far as the headquarters is concerned that time.
How do you know that?
Because that's what was reported. That's what we knew.
How do you know that Balo Kante was the only person there in that room? How do you know that?
Like what I'm saying here, he is the only foreign. He is the only one who is an outsider.
But how do you know that?
Because that's what was said. An outsider is brought, a rebel is brought in.
Okay. Listen. A rebel has been brought in.
Yes.
Does not mean that there was nobody else there.
No, that time there was no knowledge of anybody else there.
But how do you know that?
Because I have been there since in the morning, early morning.
But how do you know there was nobody there?
I have no knowledge of anybody there.
So you have no knowledge of anybody being there?
Yes.
So you assumed it was only Balo Kante who was there?
Yes.
So you assumed that...
And my assumption, I was very confident in my assumption.
Just take it easy. We are not fighting.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Just answer the questions. Don't get too agitated.
I'm not agitated. This is the way I talk. The more I talk, the more my voice rises.
And the more you get aggressive?
No.
Okay. Good. So...
That's my nature. I think this needs to be translated.
What needs to be translated?
What we are talking.
That it's your nature?
No, not that one.
Okay. Good. They would give a summary. All right?
What he said, let me summarize it, is that...
Let us finish this round and then you would summarize.
Okay.
You were called to come.
Exactly.
To participate in that investigation.
Correct? Not in the investigation.
Not in,
fact, at this time, which section were you working at?
I think this is the issue.
At this time, which section were you working at?
I was working at, if I can remember,
Don't forget, we have your CV.
Of course.
Speak the truth.
I know that.
Speak the truth.
It is 96. This would be D3, economic.
The time
You were working at economy at the time.
Yes.
Why were you needed at the NIA?
But all staff, I understand, we are called to report to headquarters. In case of this nature, everybody is asked to report.
Okay. All right.
Everybody is asked to report.
So, okay. For me, I am satisfied with your answer that indeed this guy was tortured.
Yes.
And my belief is that you knew 100% that he was tortured. That's correct, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
But you told us that you don't know he was tortured.
I did not tell you that.
Yes, you did. You said you assumed that he was the only one there.
Yes.
You assumed that the
And
scream...
my assumption was strong. And
You told us you assumed the screams you had was from him.
yes, that one I was sure.
Okay.
And so,
How were you sure?
Because he was the only one who is capable of doing that.
two commissioners, they want to hear what we are. So,
No, hold on a second.
Yeah, but-
Imam, hold on a second, Imam. See, I'm going to give him a summary of it.
Yes,
Please
we
continue.
would give a summary.
Yes, indeed, he's complaining.
That's right. We would give a summary.
Oi on the commissioners, ben rapping ko bon ko halde ko fala labbinde ngo sen ko do tan.
What you have just done, Mr. Witness, is you've told us 1 minute that you are 100% certain he was tortured. And then the next minute, you told us, no, you just assumed he was tortured. The two can't be the same. The two can't be correct.
Take what I am saying, Council. He was tortured.
Well, how do you know?
I know that he is screaming there.
But you don't know that. You just told us you assumed he was screaming there.
But I tell you, my assumption is strong enough. It was strong for me to conclude that he was assault. He was tortured.
Yes. But that is just an assumption.
Very strong one for that
An
man.
assumption is not the same as 100% certain that he was tortured.
I know that a very, very high degree, close to 100%. As far as
You
this
see,
is
you
concerned.
cannot assume close to 100% that he was tortured.
Okay, now what do you want, sir?
Tell me the truth. You saw Balo Kante. You saw Balo Kante being tortured. You were there. You saw it happen.
That is not the fact.
But that is what you told us
I
outside.
did not tell you that. What I told you
You
is clear.
see, NIA people, this is your modus operandi. This is what you do. And I will show it quite clearly that this is the game you people play. What you said now is a lie. It's not true. You saw it, you were there. You just want to excise yourself from it because you don't want any responsibility. That's the game you are playing. Let's now move on to some other topic. Could you summarize that, please?
In full,
Yes.
okay, ko council o halani ko modi kanko witness o sede o yi balo kante no lappa be min musinamo o yi dum kono witness o wi ontuma o yi ani o andi ko lukali din to office o wayno ko kanko rek balo kante rek woni kodo mo anduda be addimo be nabi mo gon sengo sona balo kante liggoto be na e rek woni gon sengo tenon mo hebi yakore tenon boni holi wona yimbe liggoto be non lukata ko kodo addado on ko on lukata e der suudu ndu kansul wi mo woto joni ayi ko do wada no balo kante kono o wi o yi ani kansul wi mo joni hono andirda ko balo lukata e der o because balo rek woni kodo wanduda kanko adda don ko dum wadi commission legal council o wi mo joni hono andirda dum o because mbo holima gonga ko kodo o adda do don ko on woni neddo wanduda ko on lukayno don so council wi mo awa joni gonga alla andi on ko on lappayno o wi gonga de kono o yi ani ko ɗon ɓe poɗodirna ko ɗon addi poɗodiragol ko ɗum ɓe haalayno.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess this is a convenient point to stop for the first break.
I think it is just one point. Did he, witness indicate that Balo Kante was alone in that room? Or were there 3 or 4 people who were in the room? Balo Kante certainly, if he was there by himself, he must be torturing himself and screaming.
Yes. Well, he did say that Fode Bari, Baba Saho were there. He wasn't sure of Baba Dinding Jobate. That's what you said.
And Marena.
And Marena. You see, the question is, how did he know that? He said he saw them going in and out of the Director General's office.
No, not in and out. I saw them went in and they went out. Not like in and out like that.
Okay, but how does that prove that those people were inside the room with Balo Kante? And also, there were several rooms within that building.
2 other rooms.
2 other rooms. How would he know that he was with Jobate and co when the other rooms also had officers who worked there? So why the assumption that he was with this particular group and was screaming and therefore was tortured by this particular group?
Precisely.
Our position is, no, he was there, he saw what happened, he is now changing the story because he wants to excise himself out of what was happening because he does not want to have positive knowledge of a torture ongoing. He does not want to have that, so he's running away from that. Is our theory, but this is a matter for the Commission to decide.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
at the right moment we will do it. You have a point to say? Oh,
yes.
To make, I mean.
What I told him, that area is for the Barry and these people, they are in charge of the place. They are responsible of the place. And whosoever is there, they are responsible of the individual. This is what I said. So this is why I knew that they were there. So
but
obviously,
he does not know they were there because he only assumed they were there.
no, I know they were there.
Well,
How do you know that?
Because that's their office and that's where they enter and went. They were there.
Fine, let's take
there.
a coffee break, maybe a cup of tea would refresh our memories. Mr. Mani, thank you so much for that summary. It was excellent. Meeting is adjourned. We'll come back at 12:35. Thank you.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Yafatu's Guest House. Yafatu's Guest House. dama ne jox leen ma seen noppa yéen ñi nga xam ne ni bëgg ngeen a dem Farafeñe nag ñu bari den fay bëgg a dem di xalaat ndax am naa mbokk aw ma mbokk fan laay dem dëkk ak fan laa du dem dëkk seen coono jeex na seen xalaat jeex na te si biir Yafatu's Guest House ñu ngi leen fa amal li nga xam ne ni moom mooy ko self
saala cabinet
ñaari cabinet ak saal
single room
néegi nag nekkut ne la naa jox waaye duñ leen laaj mooy sore naa ñëw indiwaale leen seen yére kase ndaxte yére yi sax foo leen koo def ñu ngi leen ko amal saala cabinet yi bu nekkaa nga am lal bu nooy saal bi ñu ngi ko defar ba mu yaaña toogu yi nekk fa télé bi nekk fa channel bi nekk fa channel bu la neex ngay cuun waaye nag amuñ si loolu rek yéen ñi nga xam ne yéen ay dem ak seen famille ak seen njaboot benn nit wala ñaari nit ñu ngi leen fa amal waañ yu baax waañ yu yaaña bagage yi waañ yëpp ñu ngi fa yow yaay xool loo bëgg a tooga rek nga teg si gaz bi daal di taal tooga lekka sa xol sedda
léegi tamit nag aman lañ leen lii di AC ak ñu nga xam ne fan rek lañ am waaye amuñ si loolu rek ñu ngi leen amal fu nga xam ne foofu ngeen di toog ngeen fiixlu seen xel dal ñu ngi leen amal ndox ak courant 24 hours amuñ si loolu rek njëg bi yomb ba bëgg a dee
fu ñu nekk nag neex a xam ba bëgg a dee si gannaaw gaaraas si base bi foofu sa Farafenni lu néew rek ngay dox am si marché bi jënd loo bëgg delluwaat sa kër ak Yaa Faatu's Guest House mun nga noo jokkoo ñun si 790 1355
35 30 489
email si ombay7843@gmail.com si Yaa Faatu's Guest House so leen fa demee dinañ leen jox customer care service bu baax seen xolay sedda ba ni ngeen fay jógee Yaa Faatu's Guest House Yaa Faatu's Guest House lii leen amal yéen ñuy dem Farafenni saay boo leen tëddee nelaw leen ndaxte Yaa Faatu's Guest House génne na seen coono bi yëpp fii si biir dëkk bi.
SB Printing and Design dama bëgg ngeen jox ma noppa bu baax bi yéen ñi nga xam ne ni di ngeen am seen kër yi ees yéen ñi nga xam ne ni di ngeen am ay boutique wala ay salon wala lépp li ngeen xam ne ni méngoo naag wàllu peinture ak design jokkoo leen ak ki nga xam ne ni moom mooy uyo si Seeku Bojang xarañ lool si liggéeyam xam li muy def mun ko te di ko def ak SB Printing Design lépp loo leen na ma si xeetum design paint and everything li ngeen soxla si seen boutique seen néeg seen kër yi ees yi dama ne jokkoo leen ak moom si 331 3415 331 3415 nekk foofu sa Serekunda ci Kistown jokkoo leen ak ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy SB Printing Design ñu designal leen ba seen xol sedda li sedda sa xol ñun loolu moo ñu soxal ak SB Printing Design taaral sa kër taaral sa dëkkuwaay SB Printing and Design dama bëgg ngeen jox ma noppa bu baax bi yéen ñi nga xam ne ni di ngeen am seen kër yi ees yéen ñi nga xam ne ni di ngeen am ay boutique wala ay salon wala lépp li ngeen xam ne ni méngoo naag wàllu peinture ak design jokkoo leen ak ki nga xam ne ni moom mooy uyo si Seeku Bojang xarañ lool si liggéeyam xam li muy def mun ko te di ko def ak SB Printing Design lépp loo leen na ma si xeetum design paint and everything li ngeen soxla si seen boutique seen néeg seen kër yi ees yi dama ne jokkoo leen ak moom si 331 3415 331 3415 nekk foofu sa Serekunda ci Kistown jokkoo leen ak ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy SB Printing Design ñu designal leen ba seen xol sedda li sedda sa xol ñun loolu moo ñu soxal ak SB Printing Design taaral sa kër taaral sa dëkkuwaay